Hey everyone, welcome to Drugs and Society, the summer session edition. I am your professor and navigator through this semester. I hope you all are A, in the right class, B, excited to be here, and C, just having a good summer because that's what it's all about. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but I have this bad habit of going over on time. All right. So here's the Canvas site that I pulled up. It's in student view mode. So this should be the view that you see when you log into campus or log into Canvas. Over on the right, you can see your to-do list. I have put all of the assignments and their due dates in there. There's a possibility I might have messed up a date or two, but so please take a look at those and let me know if you see anything out of place. From this page, you can basically find anything you need uh, to figure out what's going on with this course. So I just want to start here with the syllabus. So if you don't know this, the syllabus is a contract between you and your professors. And so whatever is in here is important for you to know as a student. And also it keeps us honest. So if I do something out of place that contradicts the syllabus, well, you're perfectly within your right to challenge me. Um, I will tell you just right off the bat, most people do really well in this course. I'm really forgiving and student centered, but do turn your work in on time. Do all the things that you should be doing as good college students. So the top of the syllabus has my name, my email address, um, and other things. Do not worry about this virtual office hour link. It is no longer valid. Forgot to delete that. Um, this course is basically an overview on drugs and society. Um, we will touch on why some people use drugs, but we're also going to touch on how some drugs come to be known as illegal while others are legal, right? Nearly every drug that is out there has been legal at one point or another. Um, Even cocaine was at one point sold over the counter as a um, agent to help women in the household have a little pep. That's a true story. I did not make that up. Um, anyway, but as we'll find out, that there's a lot of different variables that go into making a drug legal versus illegal. Um, there are no prerequisites to this course, but you should have some basic skills by the time you take this course. One of those skills is how to use the library to find resources, how to discern what a good source is and what a bad source is, and just some basic writing ability. Again, by this time, I expect most of you all are seniors. You're getting ready to graduate, and so you should have some basic skills already locked in and be good to go, because this course does have a final project where you will look at some aspect of drugs and society and analyze it. And it can be anything. It could be on a kind of more in depth look at the deaths of despair. It could be college students' drug use. It could be something else that I haven't thought of. Occasionally, a student will come by and have a interesting take on some topic or know about some topic and want to research it. In the past, I've gotten a few people who want to study pro athletes and how they abuse drugs um, or use drugs and why they're motivated to abuse those drugs, right? Because it's not just that they're making necessarily a decision to use them, right? A lot of times we're coerced into using drugs for one reason or another. And that's really what the heart of this course is. It gets you to ask, well, why would someone choose to use a particular drug, right? And we'll look at, all the implications therein. We'll also look at things like the pharmaceutical industry and its role in promoting the use of certain drugs. Um, you do need to have some technical skill involved. A lot of the emails I get with problems have to do with something that's outside of my control. That has to do with your PC. Please make use of the IT department here at Mizzou's campus. They have a phone number. They have a chat bot that's, well, it's not a bot. There's a real person, but there is a mechanism for you to chat with someone live to get help immediately. A lot of times, I either can't help or am, not up at 3 a.m. and so check with them first, especially if it's something technical. So I have some learning objectives here. We'll just go over these real quick. Essentially, what I'm interested in, or what we're going to be exploring, is how the pharmacology of legal and illegal drugs. That's what your book, your required textbook, which is somewhere on here, Buzz, the straight facts about the most used and abused drugs from alcohol to ecstasy. That's what it's really good at. It's really good at exploring the pharmacology, right? Because I am not a pharmacologist. I do not have a medical degree. But that book is written by a group of doctors with a kind of sociological focus. So it's a really good book that fills in my knowledge gaps and is very useful. Consider the various social actors that are implicated by illegal and legal drugs in society, right? So, um, you know, again, sociologists look at groups, right? So we are going to dive into different group behavior. One of the things that we're going to look at is why LGBT people use drugs, right? A lot of gay men in particular use drugs in order to combat some of the heteronormative aspects of the world we live in, and to diminish feelings of inadequacy, right? That stem from being a marginalized person. Um, that's just one, right? We're also going to look at why rural people use drugs and how that is impacting rural communities. We're also going to look at the legal system and alternatives to the status quo. So, one of the stances that this course takes is that there are no real hard and fast rules to particular drugs. There are some drugs that I definitely think should be outlawed, and I'll let you figure out what those drugs are as we work through the course. But drug use from a strictly sociological standpoint, there's we have a kind of open mind to drugs, and that kind of lends us this stereotype that we're either bleeding heart liberals or that we are somehow soft on crime. That's not necessarily what we're saying. What we do is we look at the underlying factors that go into why people do certain deviant or criminal acts. And then we expand upon why those particular acts are illegal or criminalized. And it's not always intuitive. Marijuana is a great example of something that has historically been made illegal. It's now legal, and we're having to, delve into all kinds of issues that are a fallout as a result of that, right? Not just with regulation, but we're seeing things that we once thought would never happen. So some mental issues from overuse because of the way in which the drugs, the way in which marijuana is being manufactured, right? Um, the the main outcome that I'm looking for is, can you apply what we've learned through the semester to a real world situation, right? I want to be able to see that you can apply and know what sociology is. That's ultimately what I'm trying to do here. The course format, so it's 16 weeks online if you are taking it in the fall or spring, which you are not. It's a 8-week course over the summer, so it's the same amount of material in 8 weeks. That means you are going to do 2 modules a week, right? So it is a lot of reading. It is a lot of work. It's not impossible to get it all done, but it is a little challenging. Again, need to be very self-directed, because in a summer course, if you get off just a little bit, it can have a huge impact. And there's no reason you all shouldn't do very well in this course. So each Monday, you are going to post a discussion post. You're actually going to do 2 of them. Uh, and they're basically um, 15 assignments that you'll do over the course of the semester, asking you to do various things. And then by Wednesday, you need to have responded to 2 others. You're also going to have a multiple choice exam and some stuff to do in the modules. So each week there'll be a recorded lecture, there'll be some kind of documentary, and a supplemental reading for you to check out. All of these items here you can get at the Mizzou store. So that includes Buzz, the straight facts about most used and abused drugs from alcohol to ecstasy, but also dorm room dealers, which is what we call in sociology an ethnography of literal dorm room dealers, right? So people on the campus of what I think is the University of Southern California dealing drugs. So these are pretty privileged individuals from pretty affluent families risking their futures by dealing drugs. And so the book raises a lot of interesting questions. So you will be reading that in its entirety. So I have some course policies here. First off is no late work. I just can't stress this enough. I know that it seems like it's not a lot for me to do, but this is a pretty full class that operates at a pretty fast pace. So if you miss an assignment, I'm sorry, but you've missed it. I do have a pretty forgiving policy, which allows for your lowest assignment to be dropped. And yeah, you can also work ahead. So you can work 1 to 2 weeks ahead. And I'm posting this video extraordinarily early. I am okay with you all working ahead as soon as I release this video, right? The issue is you're going to have to respond to your classmates, and you can't do that until they all get in the course. So if you wanted to work ahead, I would not, I don't think I'd be opposed to it. I can't think of a reason why you couldn't do that, so you can get a jump start. But the only issue I see is responding and having a dialogue with your classmates. But as long as you're in there and doing that, um, feel free to work ahead, get ahead of that reading, get ahead of some of these assignments. On the email, so give me at least 48 hours. I'm usually pretty quick on it, but there are some times where things get hectic on my end. So there's a lot of unseen work that your professors do behind the scenes to keep the university operational. We also do research, most of us. I myself am working on 1, 2, 3 book projects this summer. So I'm a little busy. And that's not to say that you aren't my top priority. Of course you are. But sometimes stuff gets buried. And it's not a slight to you. It's just as an instructor in this role at University of Missouri, I have to wear a lot of hats. And things get hectic. And also, I've got ADHD. So, take for that what it's worth. You'll receive feedback on assignment within 1 week. So just give me 1 week to grade assignments. Most of these assignments are pass fail, so there's not really any input for me to give you. I do give everyone some feedback during the week 11 assignment, which is when you decide your final projects, and I tell you whether or not you're on the right path or not. Again, you'll pass this as long as you do the assignment, but I will give you feedback so you're not flying blind. don't use AI software. There's no reason to use it for this course that I can really think of. Um, the discussion prompts are super easy. They ask you to do things rather than just be, what do you think about this? Some of those prompts are, but I do have you all doing some stuff, and it's not just busy work, which I think is what a lot of people think those discussion posts are. Um, yeah, don't plagiarize. Don't use the internet for quizzes. So I do not use the anti-cheat software that is available through Mizzou for a couple reasons. One, our quizzes are only 10 questions, and it's almost more work to set that up than it is for me to just trust that you are going to do the right thing. Um, and also, the quizzes don't account for necessarily a huge chunk of your grade. What counts the most is going to be that final project and whether or not you're doing the discussion posts. Um, so I have a note in here about criticizing the ideas, not the person, in the discussion forums. Don't do personal attacks, etc. Um, and lastly, the most important rule: have fun, think outside the box, and be creative. And I do mean this. So your final project is a research brief or infographic. It's really a creative project. You can um, choose whatever form this is. I have had people do podcasts. I've had people do, most people do infographics. Um, some people will choose to do a paper. Um, some people will, I'm trying to think of the more creative ones, and I can't think of them off the top of my head. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't. But the infographic tends to be the one that people choose the most, right? Uh, quizzes, 15%. Um, you can take up until Saturday each week. They're technically due on Friday, but I understand life happens. So, um, you know, just get it in. There, if there may be, I think there's a week one quiz where I ask you that choose Friday as the due date if that question pops up. Um, yeah, and then grading scale is 90, 80, 70, 60. So it's a very forgiving grading scale. And then you have the schedule, which for some reason's not breaking up on my end. That's probably something to do with my monitor or something. Um, and yeah, there is no final for this class. So your final projects are due the last week of class. So there's that. So um, I think that's pretty much it. I feel like I might be missing something. Um, oh, one thing I do want to note in your discussions, sometimes it'll say submit the worksheet or submit the assignment. All it is a discussion post. There's nothing extra you have to turn in. I thought I eliminated all those, but there's always one or two that slip through. But just to show you what those discussion posts looks like, um, you know, this first one's just introducing yourself, so this is like easy points. Um, and this first quiz, I believe this is the syllabus quiz. Yes. So there's a couple like no-brainer questions in here. You're allowed 2 attempts. There's no reason anyone should not get a perfect score on this. And I think that's it. I can't believe it. I feel like I've worked through this in record time. Maybe it's just I'm old and getting better at this. Um, I can't think of anything else, so I will see you all later. Feel free to contact me if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And again, enjoy your summer and thanks for being here.